Welcome to the Life Around 40 podcast. Thanks for coming in with us again this episode. Today I have, as usual, co-hosts Taylor and Drew, myself, Graham. This is actually our 10th episode. Who would have imagined? It was the pizza I had earlier. Thank you for bringing it up.
Pizza. You didn't
No,
even share
You're the
with
one
us.
that brought it up.
It's
Who would have
unfair.
imagined we would have made it this far, honestly. I figured we would have crashed and burned after the third. But here we are.
Just like you and Chrono Trigger. How's that coming, by the way?
Moving on. How you guys been? Not you, Drew. I don't care how you've been.
Fair.
Well, I guess I'll tell you. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good.
I see you bought a new hat.
Yeah.
It is a very nice hat.
I figured I would share this hat. I have many hats. This is one of the hats I've got for the one shot coming up here in a little bit that Graham and a few other people are going to participate in. So,
And as
I
we were
wasn't
discussing, no, you weren't. And you
yeah, I think it would be a little hard to make that trip there. But if you want to come to the next one, oh baby.
Okay then. All right. Drew, I'm afraid to ask. How have you been?
Well, I tried to take a couple days off work last week, and that didn't work out. I worked every day. Then I tried to take yesterday off, and I went in for 6 hours. And then I actually just took my work phone, and I muted it, and I left it here, and I left the house all day, so it was great. So I went, I chipped, I putted, I hit some balls at the range, I went and shot some photos with my daughter, because she got out of school early to ruin half of my day. It was fine.
Well, they tend to do that.
Well, it's been a good day. It's been a good day, finally. Just a little me time.
It's good to hear. It's good to hear.
How about yourself?
Went over on Sunday and brewed at our friend Jared's house. We brewed a two-hearted IPA clone. So it should be ready in about 3 weeks or so. Pretty excited to try that, test that out. But other than that, just been doing, just working, watching a lot of college football, a lot, and doing a little sports betting. Managed to fill up my account pretty well the past 2 weeks, so that's been nice.
Everything coming up Millhouse for you?
So far, yeah. I wore the
What
flood
does-
pants, so
What does that mean?
everything's coming up Millhouse. He's
I
wearing the
don't know.
flood pants.
What does that mean?
I don't know what that means.
Oh, dear Lord.
Of course you wouldn't.
Remember, I'm older.
Yeah, you are.
not that
aged.
much. Not that much.
Evidently,
Look at this gray. Look at all of it. Can any one of you say that?
So
No,
I've
because
been
it's
noticing
falling off
more
my
and
head.
more.
That's why I'm wearing the hat.
Yeah, I've been noticing every time I look in the mirror, I think I have more. Right? It's not near to that level for sure, but I used to kind of pick them. Now there's too many for me to pick. So
Wow, I just noticed my last 18 brown hairs. It's like, oh no, Billy's gone. No, Timmy fell down the well. It's always down another one, man. It's fine. What sucks, it's not the gray. The gray doesn't bother me. It's why in the hell do my eyebrow hairs grow this direction? Why does it do that?
oh yeah,
Why do I have nose hairs that can, you could weave a blanket with? They grow so
Oh, yeah,
damn
it's
fast.
very
It's
annoying.
ridiculous.
it is very. But what's funny is they grow in your nose, but not on your chin. I don't know what happens.
That's it. That's it.
It's not too bad today.
What?
Don't patronize him.
Oh,
The face fur.
I had to trim up. It was touching me, and I didn't like it.
I remember when I was younger and I used to try to let it grow a little bit. My grandpa would come in and be like, put some milk on it. The cat will come in and lick that off. Get away from me. Get away from me with your hillbilly wisdom.
This is just absolutely sheer laziness, but you gotta hide this other chin, That's literally the sole purpose of it.
That's why I grow one, is I have the least defined jawline ever.
You
I just
have
like
the
a lump.
cutest little baby face ever.
It's when I shave, I do look like I'm about 20. And not in a
That
good
is the
way.
power. That's
And
the power of shaving, right? You just kind of,
yeah,
oh, there goes 20 years right there.
well,
Of
and
wisdom.
my problem is I shave and I just look like a fat 20-year-old, and I don't really want to do that. I'd rather look like a bearded 40-year-old man than a fat 20-year-old. So
And your lips are so pink.
just
Okay, he's really trying to get at both of us, Graham.
yeah, I don't know what's going on here. It's
What did
because he
I do
can't
to
grow
you?
hair.
What did I say to you?
Hey, you leave Tom Bombadil alone.
Yeah. I'm just trying to have a little bit of fun, a little bit of song and dance.
Oh,
He's
sweet
the most
Jesus.
powerful person in the whole Tolkien universe. So
Fears
Most
nothing
powerful,
and
or just the
no.
one who just doesn't care enough to be like, yeah, whatever.
I actually saw a meme the other day. It had the council sitting around, and they're like, maybe we should ask Tom Bombadil to help with Sauron. And Eldron was like, no, he doesn't get involved in these matters. And one of the hobbits was like, what if we told him Sauron called Goldberry a slut? Yeah, that'd be over real fast. So, and I think the next panel actually was like the end credits or something like that. It was pretty funny.
Gosh. Pretty good. It's pretty good. I always
Nerd
like
humor.
this. I like the Skeletor ones where, he says his little spiel, then he's always running away.
Oh, running away.
No.
Yeah.
Those are always fun. So,
It's good times, man. It's up there with the Chuck Norris jokes.
That's
yeah,
really
some of those are
dating
classics.
yourself.
So,
I'm old. Like I thought this was well established.
Taylor, they're timeless.
They are. They're
timeless.
They're classics.
Okay.
Look at Taylor. Just because you're wearing the hat doesn't mean you're wise.
I never said I was wise, now did I? It's because I'm raining on your little parades there.
I don't have a parade. I don't think. I don't know.
All right, guys.
Not
Well, unless anybody else has anything else they want to add, we'll
Nothing important.
go ahead and move into the first topic. This is Drew's this week.
Jesus.
This is Drew's.
Just the
topic
tone of it.
this
This
week.
is Drew's. Like, just leave it to him. That's
I said I would
Drew's
keep
topic.
it decent and as neutral as I possibly can.
Uh-huh. All right.
Get a stopwatch ready for this, folks.
Oh boy. Well, I bet because of you two we won't even be in this very long.
Oh God.
So, cowards. Anyway,
is this something we should put trigger warnings on?
sure. I don't care about
I'm
snowflakes.
joking.
Oh,
God!
um,
Already we're starting. Haven't even gotten into it.
I told you.
All right, so I mean, dude, that's a broad term of people that are soft and weak and puddle easily. Anyway,
I thought it
hey,
was
so
frozen. I thought it was frozen
I don't
water
know.
falling from the sky.
I live in
That's what I
Houston.
thought it
There's
was.
no snowflakes down here. When
Oh,
you do
that's
see
true.
one,
You're not here.
it's gone like that. Anyway, so my topic is going to be political violence and the loss of human decency. As we all know, not too long ago, a man was assassinated for words, his overly dangerous words that he spoke from the truth that was his heart, and just absolutely taken out, and then just the absolute disgusting nature of human beings cheering a man's death who never harmed anyone. He spoke his own truth. Everybody's got to hear my wife sneezing, right? It was wildly loud.
I didn't hear
Anyways,
that, actually.
I heard it,
Wow.
but I was trying to be nice and just ignore it. But thank you
That's
for
good, man.
bringing
That's good, man.
attention to it.
Have
Some decorum, Graham. Come on, be respectful.
the point I want to make here is though that to cheer for someone who's been murdered just because you disagree with them is I don't know if I've heard of a sadder group of people. I just think it's despicable. And I've been reading about how a lot of them losing their jobs over it and the blowback from that. But the one reply I've seen to a lot of them is, you're all right with a person being assassinated for his words, but you're not okay with losing your job for yours. So, I mean, What are your guys' thoughts on this whole situation? I mean, just to me, the assassination is just, it's horrible. It shouldn't happen. But just how people react to it, I just find just despicable.
Well, Taylor, you want me to go first, or
Sure, if you're
so? I very much agree with the sense of cheering for somebody's death is pretty unacceptable. I think that should stand for everyone, both sides of the aisle, everyone in the country. We should not be doing that for any cheering anybody's death. Um, I the rhetoric in this country from everywhere, I feel like is pretty bad. I saw a thing the other day, and people are talking about how like this is the most divided the country has ever been, and things are the worst they've been ever. And somebody made a comment like, "Well, I would grew up in like the '60s and the '70s, and they're like, this stuff was happening all the time. There was a bunch of assassinations around that time, and we were able to come back from that. So my hope is we can find something to unify this country and stop, I guess, looking at everybody else as opponents or enemies and start looking at them as just different Americans, or different. We're all still humans, um, and taking it from even a religious slant, it's like it's like I didn't agree with everything this guy said. I thought he made some points that were kind of in line with Christian tenets. There was a lot of stuff I didn't agree with in a Christian sense. Um, I felt like maybe he wasn't as open and welcoming as he should have been. That I feel like Christians are called to. Um, but there's still no reason to kill someone for that, and then to celebrate it, especially on the back end, is pretty egregious. So I feel like if we don't somehow rein this in somewhere, I'm afraid it's just going to erupt into further violence. There's going to be retaliation back. And then it's just going to become a tit for tat kind of war. Everybody just trying to get theirs. And that's just going to grind this country to a halt at that point. And we can't be in a place like that. Um, it's an extremely complex situation. It's a very complex set of issues that we've been dealing with for several years. And I grew up very kind of moderate centrist, and I know what people say about moderates and centrists. You can say whatever you want, that's fine. I believe everybody needs to be kind of in the middle of everything. Um, I'm afraid the fringes on both sides are not great for this country. Uh, so yeah, it is disgusting to see people do that, but I would be equally as disgusted if the other side was doing it too. Um, we need to remember that's a human being and a person, and we should not be celebrating anybody's life for something as innocuous of saying things that people might not agree with. Um, so that's just kind of my thoughts on it.
Oh, wise Tom.
Yeah.
why Tom had nary a thought rolling through his head. But well, because he was kind of talking a little bit with Graham before we was recording. Like I don't really pay attention to a lot of uh political punditry and stuff in the states. Part of that I feel is that there's not a lot of people seem very entrenched in how they feel, and if you do have a discourse with somebody, um unless you're like good friends with them or something, I feel like it's really hard to have that discourse. And even if you're good friends, it feels like it could, for some people, it can be really, really hard nowadays to just have the grace to listen to somebody else and be like, oh, okay. I like one of my friends, that I've known since, college. Graham, you've met him before. Matt, we disagree very much on a couple different things, but we just disagree on them, and he'll hear me out and I'll hear him out, and we just kind of, that's where it kind of lies at. And like I'm with you with the when somebody kill somebody because they feel like that's what they've got to do. I I'm probably going to come off as the crazy one, but surprise, surprise.
Look at
I'm not
that.
surprised it happens, and I'm not surprised that somebody would be willing to do that. Because if that's what they're, if that's what they're focused on and believing that they've got to do something to stop it, well, and this is the only thing they feel like they can do to stop it. I don't. I'm not surprised that it would come to that. Do I agree with it? Um, I don't know. I don't know if not necessarily in that instance, but do I? It's one of those things where you know I find it really, yeah, really.
I mean, Hitler, sure, take him out. Bad guy, killed millions of people.
Well,
Um,
yeah, I mean,
Well, you're
I feel
right.
like
Well,
this is a
but
different situation.
but what I'm getting at though is it's like perception is king. So if they are
well,
perceiving this person to be somebody who is riling up, um, what they think is a growing a nest of vipers, we'll say. Um, I'm not surprised that somebody would try to like make that leap. Um, However, I just don't. I don't know enough about that individual to be like, oh, okay, but like, I'm not surprised that somebody would be eventually be like, oh, because like ever since I've been back from the States, there's been this kind of slowly boiling pot of just, yeah, I don't want to hear what you have to say.
so how much of all this do you think's been just perpetuated by the media? I mean,
Oh,
the word Nazi is such a loose term these days. Fascist. I mean, that's like every other word. It's like
well,
what the F word used to be. That's the new F word. Oh, I don't like you. You're fascist and you're a Nazi. You're just like Hitler. Like that's been ingrained into a lot of these young people's minds um, for years. I mean,
Mhm.
shoot, it's 10 years gone, and I was my oldest daughter was talking to me. She's in a Christian school now, and the teacher was, from what she told me, was hating on Biden and building up Trump, and I was like, I might say something because I mean I think most people figured out who I voted for, but like I don't need that going on in my kid's school at all. Let's teach them about, governments, what was that, socialism? Let's teach them about economy, but I don't need names being flaunted out of current political appointees one way or the other. That's a parent's job.
Mm.
well, and what you say about the media, I think, is very true. They are certainly exacerbating the issue, I feel. Um, but I don't think this is a new trend either with the media. The
Man, I don't
motto, I think maybe the intensity is, I don't think the intensity is even ramped up. I think it's, we live in a world now where there are 24-hour news stations on all the time. So you're getting a constant drip feed or even water hose full of it. It fills your timeline and that's all you see all the time. Because media has done this in the history of media. If it bleeds, it leads. You know what I
Mm.
mean? They've been used since they've been around to try to dictate things or stir up one thing or slant something a certain way. So I don't think that's a new thing. I think it's the constant consumption of news that's getting us. I think it's caused us to be more fearful in several ways, not just in dangerous rhetoric, but in the sense of we're hearing about crimes that are happening all around the world now that make everybody super paranoid and scared that, back in the 20s and 30s, you weren't getting these crimes coming out of Europe all the time. And, you weren't reading about 15 rapes a day across the world. You were hearing more about your local issues. Not to say those things weren't going on, they just were being reported
You
on
were
a
just
more
oblivious to it.
local basis, so you didn't know. And I think people weren't as fearful of it then. So I think that's shaped a lot of modern generations, even our generation, of the, once I had kids, it was hard to feel like there wasn't a threat literally around every corner. You know what I mean? Like I always have to watch them. I can't let them be by themselves. we've talked about it before. We just go out and run around in the streets, and our parents' generation before that, they had even less supervision. It's so the media is definitely complicit in building that fear and that anger and mistrust and fueling that fire. I don't think it's new. Um, I think the issue runs a lot deeper outside of that a little. Not even just like the assassination or them killing him. It's the way we treat each other even in our daily lives now has degraded to such a horrible level. And I think it's a couple things. There's the political divisions going on in the country right now. There's more social media use, and so people are learning and have learned for years that they can voice what they want mostly anonymously if they want, and they don't have to suffer repercussions of it. Nowadays we're starting to see
Keyboard warriors.
more people that are putting stuff out that's not anonymous and feeling repercussions of it. Excuse me. Um, I got into kind of a little argument with a guy on, I forget what it was. This was years ago. And he said something along the lines of like, you should have the right to punch every Nazi you ever see. And I obviously do not support the Nazi ideology. I don't support any of that, white supremacy, none of it. But coming from a Christian standpoint, if you go up and you punch the Nazi right in the face, are you going to change his mind? No, you're just going to repeat that cycle of violence, and you're just going to reaffirm what he's feeling and thinking by saying, yes, they're all out to get us now. Everybody's coming to get me. Have a conversation with that person. Find out where that thought process is coming from, what that's rooted in, what happened to them in their life that they feel like they need to live this way. And we're not going to get anywhere by attacking. The only place we're going to get anywhere is by open conversation. And one thing I feel like this country has really lost a lot of, and you can even see it a little bit now with people getting fired for stuff. Nobody's getting second chances anymore. If you screw up, you're done. And you could never come back from that. And you can never redeem yourself. And once you're the bad guy, you're the bad guy forever. The concept of forgiveness and like giving people second chances, I feel like has been completely destroyed in this country.
Well, I mean,
So
to add to that, though, when you're making your opinions public by posting it on social
sure.
media for the world, you're literally hurting the brand that you're working for.
Which, trust me, I understand why people are getting fired. I do. And I'm not saying, I'm just saying just because people are right now seeing that. But what if that person does come back in 2 years and they're like, yeah, what I did was stupid and I really feel bad. At that point, it's like, well, we should probably hear them out. And, did somebody actually learn from that? Could you become a better person from it? But I feel like we've lost a lot of that now.
Part of the problem ends up being, though, is that that requires patience and time,
which we don't have anymore.
Well, I was would say with social media and stuff, it's all about the immediacy and then spinning on to the next yarn.
Yeah.
I really, no, not to sound like Uncle Teddy in a cabin, but the social media has done great harms to but
what the hell does that mean? Uncle Teddy in the cabin? You have some repressed childhood memories?
Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber.
Unabomber? That's what his whole thing was.
Whatever, okay. Don't worry about it. Go to bed, Grandpa.
Sorry.
Take your Metamucil. But
ugly in here.
Well, no, in this that plus in the I really like a working theory I have is that because our generation grew up alongside the internet and with social media and stuff, that all of the just the juju of us all, whether it's we're coming into our own, we're getting, we're hitting our 20s, hitting our stride, yada yada yada, whatever it may be, and then we've gotten older and we've just kind of, all of that has bled into social media, and it has infected like the younger generation with this malaise of kind of getting older and stuff. Even though they're younger, they have the same sort of embittered age problem that the millennials have, and that's kind of been transposed onto them, and then that's carried on to the generation alpha that's coming up behind them and stuff, to some degree, especially if they're using social media a lot. Like I feel like that's a
So I
part
mean,
of.
so a lot of that's so some of what you're saying is something else I think a lot about. Like we were the TV generation. Our generation was raised when the parents weren't there. We were raised by the TV.
Yep.
Our kids, it's just it's gonna be this
Mhm.
if you don't want to
If
parent.
you allow it.
If you allow it, for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
but you could say that about TV generation too.
Right.
So,
Sure, but I mean, you couldn't post whatever you wanted on TV.
Right.
well, and that brings up another thing to me is I don't know why we decided as a people on social media that we have to post our opinion about everything. Every time something major happens, everybody jumps on social media and they make statements. This is my statement about this, or this is my opinion about this. This has nothing to do with you. We don't need to see your statement. You don't need to make a statement. You're not a representative of anything. So just keep it to yourself. Nobody wants to hear my opinion. I
I
don't want to
I
hear
hear
your
that
opinion.
I hear that political preference used to also be a pretty private matter.
Oh, it absolutely was. It's just even when it's not political stuff, even when it's something that happens in the world, everybody feels like they have to go on and make a statement about it. You're not the PR rep. You don't have to make a statement. You can keep that to yourself. If you're involved in the situation and you want to make a statement, sure. But I don't need to hear 50,000 people's opinion or a statement about an event just because you have access to social media. You know what I mean? I think it's a horrible way to do things. That's like I don't discuss those things outside of personal friends, and I do not do it in public, especially on social media. And I don't like to do it in public, period, because it's not going to benefit anything.
I was about to say I will kind of strengthen your point. I don't think you and I have really talked ever much in the way of
I
like,
mean, I think we've made comments here and there to each other about
but
stuff,
even
but
even
no,
then, like minor at best. We don't really. That's not where our
I don't
friendship
talk.
grows.
I don't talk about it with anybody really.
Well, right. No, I'm just saying, like, to support what you're saying in that, like, that's not something we've like really talked too much about or anything, because it's just not. That's not something you want to talk about.
Well, and I mean, I get there are people out there that have to make statements about things, or head of an organization, or head of whatever, and they have to make, or that's their job is to go out and do that. That's fine. If you're a pundit of some kind and that's your job, okay, that's fine. But I don't need to hear about Susie on the couch's opinion on this XYZ event. That adds nothing to my life.
You
You know what
leave
I
my
mean?
burner account alone, you
I'm
monster.
sorry. Well, you put up some horrible takes on there. Okay.
God, you guys are dumb.
So no, I'll agree with Uncle Ted here in the sense that I think social media has done a lot more damage than it's done good. I think when it
Absolutely.
first started, it was beneficial for reconnecting with people and being able to get access, share information easily. And it's just devolved into a horrible, horrible monster now. And I don't really see any return. I don't see any comeback from it either. So,
It's like you said though, when you don't speak of things to people you don't really know, you're not comfortable with, because there could be blowback. All these people with their face and their profile, they're blasting it online, and everybody just they paint the target, and that goes either direction.
oh yeah,
Mm.
And there comes the human decency part of all this, of just everybody has got to bring it down. Some people are going to come back to the middle. Your fringes, they're going to stay out there, and those are the ones that just they just need to breathe, take it, relax. I mean, if you don't like someone, there's this magical thing. You don't have to listen to them. If they
well,
come to your school, you don't have to go listen. You don't have to turn on the social media. You don't have to watch the YouTube. You can just shut it off. I mean, I
oh
hear
yeah.
Mhm.
from people I'm bullied on Facebook, holy shit, shut it off. It's magical. Delete it. Delete your account. What the hell does it matter?
Yep.
Mm. If I may, I've got like a couple points I want to bring up.
I want to hear your point
One,
as I see the point on your head.
yeah, point my nose. One point to bounce off of yours, I think is really important. Is we always talk about like how like words are very powerful, and I think a problem is that we misconstrue it in that the speaker is the one that has the power because they're saying the words, but it's really the listener. The listener is the one that has all the power because they're the ones that have to imbue the words with all of the meaning and all the importance and all the context, how they interpret it and internalize it. And like you said, if you know if it's some sort of bogus thing, just turn it off. Sure, if it's some sort of heinous bully, yeah, you just okay. They're a bully. What does it matter? You know, just ignore it. Just blip it out. Um, Another point, as you talked about the fringes, kind of chewing on the center. It reminds me of Thucydides talking about the Peloponnesian War. You had Sparta, the Lacedaemonians, and the Athenians always kind of going at it with each other. And at one point, he was documenting and talking about how the Athenians were having this issue of their style of democracy going wild because the outside edges were tearing apart the inner, and if you were not on their side, they would they were doing everything they could to just break you down. And yeah, it's kind of echoes a little bit of that to some degree of just these outside fringes doing that and just, oh well, you're not a part of us, well we are going to you're not a part of our team, well you're not then a part of Athens, and then we're going to dispose of you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
If you're not with us, you're against us.
mm-hmm.
So,
So
but,
there was a third point, but I don't remember what the third point was going to make. So
and like I said, Drew even said too, it's got to be both sides, because we see with this event, people coming out and celebrating and, cheering it on, and which is crazy to think of. But then you have the other side responding saying, all right, the gloves are off now. There are no rules, you know, everything goes now. It's all out war. And it's like, this is not productive. This is not going to get the country anywhere. It's not going to help anything. Um, so I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where things are in 3 years. I'm hoping for the better, but maybe prepare for the worst, because things really haven't been improving either. For I would probably say the last 8 years, maybe even more. I feel like we've been in a bit of a free fall spiral for most of my kids' life. I would even say, which is scary to think of raising them in this very divisive, separated kind of world. So
I remembered my third point.
go for it.
So gallows humor. You know what that is, right?
Oh yeah, I have a lot of it.
Dark humor. Just
Sure, it's great.
it's if you look at like the accounts of soldiers during like World War One in the trenches and just kind of the humor that they would
Oh yeah, very
talk
dark, yeah.
about and stuff. Somebody gets blown to bits, right, as they're about to have tea time, kind of thing, and they'd make some sort of quip as a way to try to cope with traumas and stuff. And I bring that up because I think what is happening, especially with people who have this sort of schadenfreude or this delightful glee of when somebody is murked like that, is that they're having a facsimile of that because perhaps they are exhibiting either personal trauma of their own or perceived traumas, or they're having it through seeing all sorts of trauma that's exhibited throughout the internet. Like you were mentioning with like all the different sorts of like news stories of horrific accounts of, stuff going on here in this part of the country or this part of the world, and that adding up to needing to have that sort of valve, that release valve, and making it so that it's, oh well, it's okay to laugh about something like this because not only is that, getting the quote unquote enemy, or well, yeah, what we think is this bad seed ripped out of the ground, but also, well, I've got all this trauma that I'm having to cope with because I'm seeing it and I'm experiencing it, even if it's vicariously. Um, and I kind of wonder if some of it doesn't come from that. If there isn't I don't want to say demented, but that's about as close as I could get with it. Like it's just kind of demented glee that is coming from just a buildup of all of this masquerading around as if like I've experienced it personally because I've seen this on all these sorts of accounts or even just their own personal traumas and stuff. So I kind of wonder if that doesn't play some part into it as well.
I
I
think
mean,
my thing is because you might very well be right in the sense of gallows humor. Because I like gallows humor. I use it a lot. Yeah, some of the stuff I've been through in my life, it is a coping mechanism to make jokes or that might be in poor taste occasionally. Um, the biggest thing is I'm very selective in who I have that humor with. You know what I mean? I share that humor with other people that might have the same trauma, or I know are going to receive that gallows humor well. I don't make gallows humor. I don't do gallows humor with everyone. Um, so I think the biggest issue is the public platforming of the gallows humor. You know what I mean? I feel like that's something that's a coping mechanism within a group of people that is a safe place to do it and are sharing the same experiences or whatever it might be, that it's going to be taken as what it is, gallows humor. And by
Mm.
putting it out there for everybody, just like everything else with social media, it's muddying the waters. Not everybody's going to take it the same way. It's going to be perceived wildly differently by different people. So it's another example, in my opinion, of like, okay, but keep it to yourself or select few. Not everybody on TikTok needs to see your gallows humor dance about it. Nobody, okay, let's something right out front. No one wants to see your TikTok dance, period, no matter what it's about. I don't want to see it. I don't care. I don't use TikTok for that reason. And if millennials want to ask why our generation has such a bad rap and the generations before us and the generations after us make fun of it, is because there's a 40-year-old woman on TikTok dancing to some pop song. You're a mother of three and you're on the PTO. Act like it. Okay? I'm or the PTA, I should say. I'm over it. If I have to see one more stupid TikTok dance, all right, rant
don't
over.
that
I
soapbox is
hate I hate
so.
I
But the one
hate
thing
millennials on TikTok. I hate them.
the one thing I'll say to close this one out
The
is
millennial scourge.
what people need to do is figure out the difference between someone you dislike, someone whose opinions you don't share, and someone who's an enemy. Um, an enemy is someone who wants to take everything away from you. They want to, they want to take out, they want to harm you. Someone who just has a different opinion is not an enemy. You just don't have to like a person. I don't like plenty of people, and I might wish for them to stub their toe, but that's generally about as far as my, prayer to violence comes, as a good toe stubbing. Um, so, but I'll just leave it at that, and let's go to topic number two, huh?
Yeah, yeah, it's probably time to move it along. Well, Taylor, let's go ahead and lighten this
Oh
mood a
yeah,
little
yeah,
after
yeah.
we've had this very somber
Pivot that one real
conversation
hard.
in my soapbox, which we can go back on at any time. Just let me
Oh
know.
yeah, anytime.
So, Taylor, what's your throwback?
My throwback that has absolutely nothing to do with any of this
Thank God.
um, is talking about the childhood cartoons. Um, cartoons. So, there was a time and place when there was the Saturday morning cartoons and watch all that or the series of cartoons up until about what 5 o'clock or so on the weekday. Unless you want to count The Simpsons, and then
Yeah,
Simpsons
5 o'clock was The Simpsons, and that
Yeah,
was the one I
yeah,
watched the most. So
right, right.
that started the evening Mad About You after The
Oh,
Simpsons. That was the transition.
Mad About
Oh.
You is not a cartoon.
doesn't matter because Helen Hunt's in it, and she's adorable, and I love her dearly. So,
Yeah, I fell in love with her in that show. But
oh, it's same
no,
here. Oh my
what my
god.
point is, Drew, is that was the transition from cartoons to the live action
That
shows.
was a cartoon.
Was The Simpsons.
That's when we were. We were children and became men.
That's
Little tiny
yes.
men.
Boys to Men. I love that. I love those guys.
Ah, these guys are great. Any- anyway, but yeah, I just wanted to know what's kind of cartoons, if you can remember, digging into the deep depths of your memories. What kind of cartoons you may have enjoyed watching as a kid? Like, I enjoyed the Batman the animated series.
Great one.
That's fantastic. I actually ended up buying the Blu-ray of it that's got like Mask of the Phantasm, which is the best Batman movie ever. I'll say that. So yeah,
Dark
yeah, I don't
Knight.
care.
Dark
You-
Knight.
yeah, okay, yeah,
Heath Ledger.
yeah, okay. You're allowed.
All right, moving on. What's your next?
I'm allowed to be
We're not
correct.
going to get into this.
We could save it for another time. True.
Yeah.
But like that, or like the Spider-Man, which is funny because I'm not like a big superhero guy, but like the Batman, Spider-Man, X-Men, those were pretty strong staples. That
I wanted Rogue from that X-Men to
Oh.
be real. She just throwing that out there.
I think there were a lot of us that
Well, the blue lady in those, was that X-Men? That's Rogue is X-Men. My bad. Mystique is
Mystique, yeah.
That's the one I wanted because she could be Rogue. Then she could be anyone you
God.
wanted.
Now you're just being greedy.
Well, why not?
Sometimes it's about keeping the portrait on the canvas and not just.
No, I color
Beyond.
outside the lines, buddy.
I just imagine Graham sitting there reading a book. Let's say The Hobbit, and a character named Tom Bombadil pops up, and next thing you know, Mystique
not in
turns
The
into
Hobbit.
Tom, and Graham's like, "Yes."
Tom
I
Bombadil
like how his response.
is
He's
not
not
in the Hobbit.
Not in the Hobbit.
Is it not?
No, he's in Lord of the Rings.
No, he's
the
just in Lord of the Rings.
Fellowship.
The Fellowship,
God, it's
the
been
first book.
It's been 1,000 years since I've read either one of those. My wife is enjoying them now.
Nice.
They're very good. Yes.
Oh, dude, The Fellowship was the hardest thing I've ever read, but I'm
Yeah,
glad
the
I
first-
did read it.
Especially the beginning of it I was like, cool. How many more forests are they going to walk through? That you got to describe every tree. Tolkien.
Every
Well, that and, like,
let's move it along.
tree.
I was watching something that they were talking about, like how plentiful the songs were early on, and then as they're getting further and further away from the Shire, there's fewer,
Less
and you're kind
songs.
of like,
That's
I
a good
kind of miss
point.
those songs. Those songs were so
No,
nice.
never. That's in Lord of the Rings and Redwall books. I always skip the songs every time.
What
single
is
time.
wrong with you?
And 80% of the time in Redwall books, I would skip the food scenes. I
Oh.
would jump right over them. I'm here to watch mice gut rats. That's what I'm here for. Not to hear about their cream puffs and their songs by the hearth. Let's move it along. Let's start killing stuff.
You monster!
Yeah, I am. 100%.
What is wrong with you?
Taylor, he's never finished Chrono Trigger. What the hell can you expect?
That is true.
Too
That
much
is
story.
true. I'm
What can
changing
you
the one-shot playlist. It's going to be all Chrono Trigger music now. Just to...
Dude, no, you can. That does not bother me at all. The Chrono Trigger playlist, I play all
I will
the time.
I will make sure there's just scenes of Chrono Trigger so you can sort of kind of experience Chrono Trigger.
That's fine. I listen to that soundtrack all the time. I love it. So I'd be down
It's the only
for it.
thing he's finished.
I don't know that I've
Um,
actually finished the whole OST. I'll be honest.
Oh,
So I'll give one of my cartoons since we've only spoken of one cartoon
Yeah,
thus
so
far.
far, yeah.
hey, I mentioned a few of them. Thank you guys. Like
Okay, I remember one.
that's your own fault.
Nevertheless, we're moving on. The next one.
Graybeard.
So some that I really enjoyed was obviously Thundercats.
Thunder,
I never
thunder,
watched much
thunder,
kind of
Thundercats.
Thundercats.
Well, that was before your time by just a couple of years,
Kind
I
of,
think.
yeah, kind of, yeah.
Just a little bit, yeah.
I was really young. I remember being in the apartments in Columbus, and that was like whoosh, kindergarten for me.
Mm.
So it's pretty long ago. But Thundercats was a big one that I really enjoyed. Another one that surprised me, just how it ran one season, but I felt like I watched it for 10 years, was Tailspin.
Oh,
God,
yeah, yeah.
I watched a
One
ton
season.
of Tailspin.
Was it only one? I thought it was two for some reason.
It was one season.
Good Lord. Yeah, they just sort of, they had it, and then it was just like, okay, that's it.
And it was great. It was a great show. And then one that's come back, not King of the Hill, which is fantastic, by the way, but Beavis and Butthead has come out with three new seasons.
You've talked
Yeah, you're
about that.
telling
a
us
lot
about
times,
that.
The third,
so.
I didn't know the third season was out. Son of a bitch, it's on Comedy Central. So,
did it make its way to Max?
No, it went from MTV, which is where it originally comes from, and then it went to Paramount Plus. And this season is on Comedy. So,
it's not even on the streaming. Wow,
I'm gonna have to find another way to get to it.
The high seas, buddy. Yo ho.
Yo ho.
All right.
Here's a good one. What was the Peter Pan one back in the day?
I just know the movie.
There was a show.
There was a show, wasn't there?
Pirates of something. I think it was really Pirates was in the name.
I don't remember.
That was a good one.
All right. Is it? Want me to throw a couple out there?
Yeah, let's have a couple.
Oh, yeah.
This will surprise no one. I'm gonna name drop like I'm.
Oh my God! Is it The Simpsons?
No, I'm gonna name drop like I'm a millennial influencer. I watched a ton of Disney back in the day. I was watching Tailspin, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers,
Great
love
show.
Goof Troop,
Goof Troop.
DuckTales. I watched
Goof
DuckTales
Troop.
constantly. When I was younger, I watched actually a lot of Winnie the Pooh. Actually, me and my cousins watched a lot. And Tigger too. So we did a lot of Disney cartoons. When I would go stay with my dad and my grandma on some weekends, they had cable before I think we did out in the country. So I watched a lot of Cartoon Network, Cat Dog, Angry Beavers, Eek Real Monsters, Rugrats, all kinds of stuff. Johnny Bravo, and I used to
Samurai
watch Beast.
Jack.
I never watched a whole lot of Samurai Jack actually. It was just kind of, which is
Lab.
funny. Yeah, I watched some Dexter's Lab here and there. Doug. Used to watch. Doug was never my favorite show. Hey Arnold was pretty good. There's something about Doug annoyed me. I don't know what it is. The name.
You saw yourself in him. I get
it. That's not it at all. No. It was the names. Skeeter, Patty Mayonnaise. Yeah, I wasn't having any of it.
He just the mirror was a little too close for his liking.
I don't like it.
Oh, Patty Mayonnaise.
So no, one of the things we like to do occasionally, and I especially like to do, is we'll pull up cartoons from the '90s theme songs, and you try to guess what they are. And I just crush my daughters, and they've never seen any of them, but it's so sad. It's so satisfying. It's so great. It's like, yeah.
You gotta get those victories where you can.
What do you think, little kids? So, no, I used to just devour cartoons when I was a kid. I loved them.
Yeah.
I still like to watch cartoons occasionally. I know we've talked about this before. Have you guys found an old cartoon that your kids will actually watch?
No.
With you?
Not long term, no.
Goof Troop I had a little success with. DuckTales did not go very far, which kind of made me sad because
DuckTales was amazing. That was Gizmo Duck was fantastic in that.
You remember the cartoon movie that came out with DuckTales? Yeah. I'm trying to think of the name of it, but it was
you had the golden duck that was making the whole world gold.
Yeah, it was like a play off of Indiana Jones, kind of, which a lot of those episodes are, honestly. I mean, most of them are that. That's, in fact, when Disney Plus came out, that was mainly the only reason I signed up for it, was so I could watch old Disney cartoons. And then I got to where I stopped doing that as much. So I'll pull up one every now and then and maybe play one. So
They just don't care.
no.
Here's one of my favorite thing about the '90s and maybe even late '80s cartoons, like GI Joe. I enjoyed GI Joe. Right? Couldn't stand the toys, but I liked the show.
Yeah.
Those were they were worse than the Stormtroopers. So were the Transformers for the most part. They couldn't shoot anything.
Well, yeah.
So then later, what was the name of the show? Seth Green, Claymation.
Robot
Chicken. Robot Chicken. Oh my gosh, man. Some of the best plays on all that stuff.
Oh,
G.I. Joe, they actually
awesome.
recruit a real sniper. He takes out the whole G.I. Joe team after they call him fumbles. The freaking, when he joined Cobra, they called him Trouser Snake, and he just snipes everybody out but like Joe himself. He's like, no, you live with it. And, Cobra Commander's like, oh, way to go there, Trouser Snake. It's fumbles. It was always fumbles. I'm like, yes! Finally someone can shoot someone. Transformers, same way, man. Except for the movie where they actually shot each other for the first time ever. It was just always like, choo-choo, choo-choo, retreat.
Yeah.
It's like, come on. Come on.
Did you guys ever watch on Fox Beast Wars?
Yeah.
Oh, God, yes.
Horrible animation, by the way.
Oh, it's terrible.
Fantastic. I always like to reference that or reboot as like, this is the pinnacle of like how something looks.
That was like the beginning of CGI. It was.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it was.
4 polygon characters, like wow, lifeless in every way. But I loved it growing up.
It's Sleepy Hollow is like one of my favorite stories. I've probably talked about this before. And I remember one year when I got too old to trick or treat, I used to, at my grandma's house, sit in her front kitchen area where the kids would come up and get candy, and I would hand out candy. And I would always drag my TV out of my room and set it up in the kitchen, and I would watch, like, Fox a lot of times would have those Halloween specials on or whatever, Halloween night. And I remember one year they did a Sleepy Hollow iteration, and it was all done in 3D rendering, and it was also one of the very first ones that ever came out. And at the time I was like, this is insane, you know what I mean? I was like, this is so cool. And I found it, I want to say 2 years ago on YouTube. I actually found it on YouTube. I don't know how. It was like watching mud drip down a wall. It was, because it's Sleepy Hollow, it's all dark and earth tones.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It was brutal. I got 5 minutes into it and I was like, all right.
Some things are best left in the past.
So, something you said there, we should make a topic for a Halloween episode. When are you too damn old to trick or treat? I get some kids around here that I think they drove up to my house and they asked for candy. And it's like, come on.
I'm trying to think of when this is going to come out. Future plug, in case anybody's watching this at that time. We are planning, I still believe, to do a live Halloween stream for our Halloween episode, because Halloween is so special to me. I want it to be topical. So yeah, we are looking to do a live Halloween stream, which will be a lot of fun. So
I'm gonna tell everyone they have to wear a costume, and then I'm gonna show up without one. So it's gonna be special.
Just gave away the game there.
Damn it!
Yeah, everybody will be in costume, and you'll have come to Halloween as a dick.
You'll just be
funny story.
Naked.
Funny story.
Oh no!
I didn't crack open a funny story with that.
I was in fact a giant condom one year, and I did win the Halloween costume, and I had a free bar tab that night.
Yeah, that's at a bar. Yeah, it's totally on.
Absolutely.
That's okay,
I was the safest one there.
Oh God.
But
welcome to Life Around 40, where you get your fill of dad jokes.
Hey, that was a good one. Don't.
That wasn't a joke. That was reality. I was really there.
Well, that's where the best humor lies, is in truth. True.
There's always a kernel, right? Yeah.
I see you, he did. The Colonel. Classic Family Guy, man.
Speaking of cartoons, yeah, I watched a ton of, especially older Family Guy.
Old Family Guy. Let's just be real. Once you get past like 10 seasons, it's just you need to hang it up.
It gets rough.
I will say, story. It's bad.
It's not a cartoon, but It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. If you get kind of past they still have some decent episodes here and there. You know,
is that still on?
I believe it is.
No.
Yes, I think so.
Wow. Like
But
new episodes.
I think, yeah, I could be
Wow.
mistaken. That's one of those shows I enjoy it, but if I watch too many in a row, I'm like, oh, okay, it's getting a little too much for me. I got to take a break and then come back to it. But that
Hmm.
show has some moments that are absolutely hysterical. I have to do it in bite-sized chunks, so I can't stream a whole season
Hmm.
straight.
Now, it's not a cartoon, but it was a kid show that I really enjoyed that was just horrible when it ended was the show Dinosaurs.
Oh my
Um,
goodness, that ending.
Dinosaurs.
right? Oh, you're all gonna starve to death. Goodbye. Like,
heard-
wow.
I
Not
heard
the
they were talking
baby!
about bringing that back,
Oh,
doing a
what with
reboot
them
of
all
it.
What,
dead?
yeah, are they like as oil product? What the fuck?
It's,
like,
it's just a shot of them being pumped into a car. I'm the baby. Right in.
Yeah,
I mean, that was such a. I love that show, and then it's like, hey,
But
this
what
is
a-
how we're going out.
like
What a
who
dumb premise
passed
is,
that to be
though.
like, oh yeah, that's the one we go with. The nice family dinosaur show.
I mean, literally in trauma, knowing that the world is over. I mean, you were all gonna freeze and starve to death.
Well,
That
it's
was
probably the
literally
same.
the last episode.
It was probably the same guy that gave the green light to Alf.
Yeah,
I mean,
Alf
what
is
the
Alf.
hell was
Oh,
that
and he gets
show?
like captured by the CIA or something like
Yeah,
that at
and
the end. Yeah.
they're probing him right
Hey.
back.
We I will say those earlier days they were not afraid to hit on a sour note.
Oh man,
That's for sure.
Oh, that's like what's that? Is it Saint Elsewhere?
I've heard of the show, but I don't know much about it.
Yeah, that's a trippy ending for a show that went for like 4 to 6 seasons or something like that, and the way it ends, you're just like, why? Like, okay, but
That makes
why?
me think of what's that one show that was super popular? The big meme from it is the guy orders cherry pie at the cafe.
Oh, Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks. Didn't Twin Peaks end on kind of like a weird note?
Well,
It's
Twin
been
Peaks is.
it's been years since I've seen it, but
And-
the whole show is surreal. But
Yeah, it's meant to be surreal and stuff. So
who's the director behind that? I know he's a big name in those kind of
Was it? Was it David Lynch?
yes.
He passed away. He passed away like a
Yeah,
year
I
or
believe
two
it was
ago.
David Lynch. So
Is that
I
Robert
enjoyed it.
Redford.
Yeah, I
today?
saw it
He just
today.
passed away. Yeah.
Well, sad.
So-
I really enjoy the movie Walk in the Woods with him and Nick Nolte because I feel like that's gonna be me.
I've never seen that.
Oh, Grant, you should watch it. I think it's on Netflix, dude. It's fantastic.
Okay.
I really liked Nick Nolte. I didn't really know that I liked Robert Redford till probably that movie. He was also good in Pete's Dragon. I
Wasn't
enjoyed
he?
his character in that.
Wasn't he in Jeremiah Johnson? I believe.
I don't.
Was that
Yeah,
Robert
yeah,
Redford and
yeah.
Jeremiah
That
Johnson?
sounds
That's what I
right.
thought, Yeah.
Yeah, that's the meme of the
Yes.
that one. Yeah, that's that meme.
Yep.
My dad was watching that when I was in Ohio last night. I'm like, Dad, what's this movie? I saw like 20 minutes of it, and now I have to watch the movie.
Yeah.
And I just figured out what it was not too long ago. I was like, all right, I got to watch it one of these days.
Oh, you mean your dad wasn't sitting around watching reruns of Gunsmoke?
Gunsmoke or Andy Griffith. Those are
Yes,
the
that's-
two. Those are the
Sure.
two big ones.
That's
Shows
all
that
my-
certainly lasted longer than 10 seasons.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I
that's-
think Gunsmoke
literally-
went, what, 22 years or something like that?
That
every-
was
Every time I go up and visit my uncle, he's either got Andy Griffin on or Gunsmoke. It's guaranteed. Guaranteed. And then
classic cinema.
my mother-in-law's husband, Matt, he has Gunsmoke on like DVD. And he watches it that much. I'm like, good.
I
good
was
boy,
say,
man.
careful. You saying that, once we hit like 55, I think that's a requirement.
It's
that
just,
we have that
I
on.
will not watch Gunsmoke.
I'm not a big Western guy. There's a few
Never
Westerns
mind.
I
There's a
enjoy,
few.
but I'm not a Western guy.
You have to.
I guess I'm the one that will have Gunsmoke on.
I really like. God, we're so off base from cartoons, but I really like Robert Duvall and Kevin Costner. I can't. It's a more recent movie. Sad I can't remember the name of it, but I enjoy that. They're like they lead around a herd of cows and they're free grazers, and that starts the whole trauma
Lonesome
in this
Dove.
town. No, that is not it. That
Lonesome
is way
Dove.
not it. It's not Lonesome Dove.
It's based on a book called Lonesome Dove, isn't it?
No, that is Kevin
I was
Costner.
gonna say
I have to look
That,
it
that,
up
that was
now.
an old
nice.
TV show. I know that.
No, and then I really like the Hidalgo just because
Okay.
it has
Yeah.
it has Aragorn in it,
Morrison
and
in
that's
it.
all that
Yeah,
matters.
Figo. Yeah. I
Yeah, I'm
think
not so familiar with modern westerns.
to your point, Taylor, I think they don't give you your AARP card until you own Gunsmoke. So it's a requirement. Yeah, no.
That's why I plan to die before then. You will not be
Open
catching me.
Range. It's called Open Range,
Oh,
not
I have heard
Lonesome
of
Dove.
Open Range. Okay. Sorry. Well, I think Robert Duvall was in Lonesome Dove years ago. I
Oh,
believe
I'm
it was
sure he
Robert
was.
Duvall.
He's a
So
very well, he's been out there for years. And then Tombstone. Who doesn't love Tombstone? Rest in peace, Val Kilmer.
Tombstone's great. I used to be a
Wonder
bigger
Huckleberry.
Clint Eastwood fan. I always liked his westerns
Unforgiven.
more.
Unforgiven
Yeah,
was really
Unforgiven,
good.
Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I enjoy.
Oh yeah.
So I like that kind of. Imagine this. Talked about this before. That quiet loner. Uh,
No.
I like that
Yeah, you got
stereotype.
High Plains Drifter, Pale Rider,
Oh,
which are
and,
Yep.
and
pretty
Back
much
to
the
the
same
Future
movie.
3. First Western I ever enjoyed. Back to the Future 3.
That movie gets so much flack. That's my favorite of the three,
It's
and
a great movie. It's so different. It's a different movie.
It's the
I
only
mean,
one I
what were
haven't
they going
seen.
to do? Where else
You
were
still
they going to
haven't seen
go?
I
They
own
went
it.
to
I
the
just
they
haven't
went to the
watched it.
past, they went to the future, they went to the present. Now you have to go further somewhere. Obviously, we're going to the Western times.
Fantastic. It's my favorite of the three. I like the first one a lot too. Second one I don't really care for.
Yeah, the first one I
But-
liked a lot.
Yeah.
The one that there's one, those plot twists everybody talks about, like, so Marty goes back, he's stuck in the Western time, right, and he backs the car in. Why didn't they just go get gas out of the other time machine that was stuck in the cave at that time?
I've never seen it, so I can't tell you.
Wasn't wait, wasn't
Doc stuffed the time machine in a cave,
Yeah,
right? Why didn't they
right.
just go there and get some damn gas?
Well, maybe he didn't have any. I don't know.
It wasn't in the time machine. My theory there is he took it out because he didn't want to like clog up the horrible engine that was a DeLorean. But
Yeah, maybe he had been trying to use it and
He winterized
and
it?
it just and it didn't work, and there's ways you can at least hand wave it away. It's not as bad as twos where it's like, how did old Biff come back to that timeline?
you mean how did he learn how to operate a time machine?
Well, sure, we could also go with that too. Yeah, that is kind of a problem.
Yeah, he just boop, 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 flux capacitor, boop, engage. He knew to put junk in Mr. Fusion back there. Like, give me a break. Biff was an idiot. He ate shit for a living.
All right then. I think on those
decades.
glaring plot holes, I think we're gonna move along to top three, which is mine. Get off this Back to the Future topic.
You need to see Back to the Future 3 beat Crunch.
Yeah,
That's
watch
what
the
the
third
term
one.
is.
I don't want to see it now after that conversation.
It's a great
What?
movie.
I'll
It is a
die without
fantastic-
watching it.
Oh wow!
No, it'll be a
okay.
glaring plot hole the whole time. I'll be like, I can't watch this.
Freaking, you're an idiot. I love you, though. Damn idiot.
All right, top three. My top three today is top three cities, places you've been to, visited. Could even be places you like going. So I'll go ahead and I'll start, not stop, with my number three, which is going to be New York City. I've only been there once, so it's a very short amount of time, so I feel like I can't rank it very high. I don't think I could ever live in New York. There's too much going on. The things I did like about New York was everybody keeps themselves, which I appreciate. I like that a lot. You can literally just walk around and not look at anybody and you'll be fine. I love trying new restaurants, and there's like 5, locally owned restaurants. It seems like on every block in that giant city. And I could feel like I could eat somewhere new almost every other day and never get all the restaurants before I died. Like I said, I went with my wife there. We had a lot of really good time hitting up some sites and going to a concert, and it just left a really lasting impression on me. So I'd probably say number 3 is New York City. I really enjoyed it.
Okay. I will stay as far away from any city. No, it's not a knock on New York. I don't like seeing tall buildings, and I live in Houston,
Yeah.
so I like greenery. It's lovely. Taylor, you go. You go.
Oh, I'm going.
Yeah,
Okay.
you just jump me
You
anyways.
interjected that, so I thought you were about to pivot and be like, I've got a better one here.
No, absolutely not.
So my third one is I went there. It's getting close to 2 years ago, and I'd never been, but I actually really enjoyed my time in Gettysburg.
Okay.
You know, going through all the national parks and everything. Um, I was just it was really serene. And like I went in December, but it was like a very, very warm time for it. So I kind of lucked out, so there wasn't a whole ton of people that were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go in the middle of December and stuff," especially because the battles were in early, July. Um, so it was just very serene that I enjoyed walking through the town and just kind of you know just kind of having a ball with it, and it was very nice, and the people were really really nice, and stuff I got to chit chat with and whatnot. So I enjoyed my time visiting that. So that's gonna be my third one. There's Gettysburg. So yeah.
It's lovely. That's someplace I'd like to visit. There's a bunch of
Same
like
here.
historical spots I want to visit.
Mm.
Yeah, Gettysburg is pretty high on that list too, actually.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. It's especially because I think if you take the freeways and stuff, Graham, I think it's about 5 hours or so,
Well, it's like
maybe
driving to Nashville then, maybe a little less. So
6. It might be. I know I just didn't take any of the toll, and I got I think it took me about 8.5 not taking toll,
oh
dipping into
really?
Maryland. Well, I'd like to take the scenic route, so I dipped into Maryland and drove through
Oh,
for
okay.
Maryland and came back through and West Virginia and stuff. So,
I'll
but
go with my number three, which is it's a place my family have gone for vacation like twice now. It's Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Okay.
Never thought I'd like Arkansas, but it's actually a really nice town. It's got a lot of good scenery. We walked a couple little like forest park areas. We stayed in a house that was on one of the lakes. I can't tell you which one at this point, but it was lovely. Had a great time. There was really good weather. It was summer in Houston, summer in Arkansas, not nearly as bad. So
a lot more pleasant.
yeah, it was lovely. I didn't bring my golf clubs, which I feel like I should have. I would like, I don't want to visit all 50 states, but I would like to play a golf course in all 50 states. That would be fun. See, I golfed America.
Golf to America.
So
Yeah.
are the
I like that.
Ozarks in Arkansas or Missouri? Or
I
where are
don't
the
know.
Ozarks?
I think that's in Missouri.
Okay, never mind then.
I could be wrong, but I thought they were mostly in Missouri.
Yeah, Arkansas is never a state that I've never really even thought of going to be honest. So
I think I've
I
been
wanted
through
to
it, but I don't
go.
remember anything about
My neighbor in Ohio always got drunk and he wanted to get on the motorcycle and ride to Arkansas. And I was like, one day I'm going to go there just for him.
okay, that makes sense.
So it's
Yeah,
much
I'm
it.
sure
closer to me.
there's
So,
yeah, I'm sure there's nice things to do. Just like nobody wants to come to Ohio, but if you come here, there are things
oh,
to do.
and I love
So
Ohio. I mean, I've had a lot of
so
great times up there. Some of the best golf. I
oh
hear
for
New
sure.
York has some of the even better golf, and I've played several courses in New York. I just think it's that whole Northeast region is just prime for beautiful golf.
Oh for sure. Yeah, the climate I think plays into it
Yeah.
really well.
It matches across the pond. So
Yeah, that
there's
makes
a
sense.
connection there,
That makes sense.
right?
All right, my number two is Newport, Oregon. It's either Newport or Newport Beach, Oregon. My wife would know better. So we went and visited my number one city, which I'll tell here in a bit. And as part of that trip, we went to Oregon. Excuse me. Ended up staying the night in a little beachside town called I think it's Newport Beach. It's a very small little community. They had like a brewery there and some nice restaurants, and we stayed in a hotel that was like right on the beach. And what I really loved about it is it was like my favorite kind of beach. I don't like hot, humid beaches like down south. I like kind of that, uh, more northern coastline where it's a little more rugged and rocky and it's cooler. Like the best part was walking on the beach in shorts and like a hoodie, and it was too cold to get in, but it was still warm enough you could walk into the water up to like halfway up your calves or whatever, and just giant tree logs on the beach, and it was gorgeous. And that's the place my wife and I have talked about. If we ever move somewhere and we can afford it, maybe trying to move out like onto the coast of Oregon or something. I think it works well because it's not California, and so you're not going to be paying as much as you would in California for something like that. And it's not Washington, so you're kind of in the middle. I haven't been to really California. My cousin lives there, so I'd have to experience California before I could say it. But I think it would be maybe kind of a good meet in the middle between the two. It was really nice. The history there, you get a lot of history on the West Coast as well from ships and stuff like that, and I have a big interest in that. So I really enjoyed it. So yeah, Newport Beach in Oregon was a lot of fun.
Is there like a university or college right nearby there? Because that sounds familiar. Like,
It's
'cause I want to say that a friend of mine's sister lived out there.
I'm not sure if it's near Eugene, Oregon University's there, but I'm trying to remember. It's south. It's like southwest a little of Portland, I believe. Which I did not
Gotcha.
enjoy Portland. I did not like Portland.
I've never been
Um,
to Portland.
but yeah, it very well might be because I mean I think Oregon State might be out there. I'm not sure. I'm sure there's a college near there, but I didn't see it when we were there. So
Gotcha. Yeah, because that name sounds really familiar. Because it was like, doesn't Zach's sister live out there? Because I remember he'd always talk about going to visit his sister living out there in that area. So, all right, I guess it's my number two.
yes.
All right, my number two is going to be Kyoto, Japan. It's uh, like
Oh, look at
there's
me. I've been to
yeah,
Japan.
I
I'm so
did
well traveled. Oh, here we go.
and my goodness, and me.
Talk
Um,
about Newport Beach some more, Graham.
yeah, I couldn't get on that boat to get on over. A little too much
Right.
water between that.
Yeah, I don't like water.
Uh, but I part of it is just all the different sort of older historical stuff there. It's gotten a lot more modernized as years have gone on from what I've kept tabs on and stuff, but just that area is really cool. And I could have maybe plucked a bunch of different like smaller areas I could think of to be like, oh, this one. But I was like, Kyoto's a nice little balance of it. I have very fond memories of going there during the first time I was there in the summer trip with a bunch of other people, and few of us were like hanging out at the Kyoto station, and it's just this massive freaking train station. I'm just kind of running around and like just kind of enjoying it, exploring, having fun with it, and then just going and seeing all the different shrines and temples and the bamboo forests and stuff. It's like, I mean, it can be a bit of a touristy trap and stuff, but it's still cool to see like Ginkakuji and Kinkakuji and all this sorts of places and stuff.
It was one of the original capitals, wasn't it? Kyoto?
Yeah, it was before all the wonderful Shinsengumi had their fun fighting with
Yep, bastards.
the Bakufu and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. That's where it was.
Someday. I'll get over there someday.
Yeah. Yeah, we kind of we had a promise, and I broke that promise by going there myself and being there for years on end. I'm sorry, Graham.
That's fine.
You can't wait
I've come
forever,
to
Taylor.
expect it. I've
I
come to
know,
expect
right?
Forever.
It can't be a bridesmaid forever.
Just like we were going to finish Chrono Trigger together forever. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even have to bring that one up.
I took the self shot there. It's fine. So
Good
But
on you.
yeah, so so that's my Kyoto.
My number three, two. It's two.
It's
My
two.
second one is going to be Augusta, Georgia. Now, I can tell you, the only restaurant I went there was Applebee's, maybe McDonald's for breakfast. I
Very
stayed in a
nice.
Motel 6, but I did get to walk the Augusta National Golf Club, and I have never seen a more manicured anything in my life. Um, that golf course is amazing. You see it on TV, you're like, oh, I could have made that putt. Bullshit, man. Like those greens look like hell on earth, but covered in this beautiful, luxurious green.
This green
Um,
carpet, essentially.
yeah, I mean, but it was just I walked most of the course. I got to see, that was the year I think Mike Weir won the Canadian lefty. I mean, I got to see Fred Couples. I love Fred. I saw Tiger there. Not that I really cared that much. Um, I actually had a good laugh with Bernhard Longer. That's a funny German right there. Really liked the guy. It was just when I was there it was a practice round, so it wasn't like these guys were like totally locked in. But like, I mean, so many of them were still. It's just they act so stoic, like they can't get pumped up by the crowd. I
Yeah.
just I just think that's another story. Professional golf is in a sad state. Um,
I
at least
agree.
basketball, football, hockey. The guys they amp up the crowd. They get you engaged. You're out there supposed to be having fun for the love of God. Like pretend like you're having the fun. Um, but yeah,
What
the
is this
course
fun you
was.
speak of?
It's supposed to. I mean, golf is the furthest from fun sport I've ever played.
Yeah.
But
But
I
it's
mean,
fun.
yeah,
Nonetheless,
it
it's still
is.
fun. So
But I mean, yeah, just to see that that's one of my bucket list golf courses to not to play per se because I'd probably be insane by the time it was over. But just to see to witness, that's just definitely one of them.
that'd be a good one. So did you get to go outside of like Augustus, the town or the
We
city
really
much?
we
No.
really weren't there that long. What blew my mind is kudos to whoever puts these tournaments on. Like you feel like that's all that's there is the golf course, but right on the other side of the hedge is the city.
Oh
It's
yeah,
it's
it's
it's just
wild.
it's just right there.
Mm,
It's
Um,
I've been to Murfield a couple times for the memorial, and it's its own world when you're on that
it
golf
is.
course. It's like you're not in the city of Dublin anymore. You're on another planet. It's pretty
Yep.
wild. So
So no, we again. I am not the rich one. I got some wealthy family. We went in on a private tour bus. We were pretty much did the golf, got food, and started driving back. So I mean, it was a
okay,
pretty quick trip. It was right after my grandmother died. It was kind of his gift to the Safco men right
that's
there
pretty
to
cool.
just yeah. It was
mm.
I was very grateful for it. It was a really great time. It was my dad, my grandfather, and me. It was probably besides the time we got almost stuck in Pennsylvania, that was the only time the three of us ever traveled together.
Oh wow,
Mm.
okay.
So,
All right. So my number one, and I have to put some guardrails on this one a little, is going to be Seattle. Now,
oh
uh,
yeah.
I, I love Seattle. I was also there 15 years ago. This was
Yes.
pre Chaz and everything else. So I don't know what the state of the city is in
Chop.
now.
Chaz. Chop.
Yeah, I've heard things. I've not been there. I don't really know what it's like there now. You just hear, what everybody talks about now. But when I was out there, we went out, like I said, about 15 years ago, I want to say, or so, and it was during May. And we literally caught like the one week it did not rain at all that week. And it was beautiful. I mean, it was gorgeous. The Pacific Northwest, the air felt great. You could actually see one of the few times you could see Mount Rainier in the distance from the city. And we went out because my brother-in-law was graduating from, I think it was Seattle University's law school. So we went out for his graduation, and I was kind of asking him about it, and he's like, "Yeah, it's never this clear. It's always raining or kind of misting." He's like, "You guys caught a great week to come out and visit because it's beautiful." We were. I love the downtown area. Pike's Place was really cool. There's quite a bit of history in Seattle, Plus, you can drive right out of town, and you have Issaquah, Washington, with the Issaquah Falls, which was in
Beautiful.
callback in Twin
Mm.
Peaks. Um, just everything out there. It
In
feels
Rogue, isn't that where Rogue Brewery's at? I went to one of the
no.
breweries out in Issaquah.
So I think it might be, and it's funny you mentioned the brewery I went to in Newport was a Rogue Brewery, but I don't think it was I think it was just another one they had set up or whatever. But no, it's just so different from Ohio, just so different from Ohio, and I loved having to take ferries to get it like to different places in the city, and um, there's even though you're not on the coast, it because of the Puget Sound, it feels very much like a coast city still, which is very strange because you're probably I think a couple hours away from the coast still from Seattle, but it feels like you're on the coast because the Puget's right there, and there's so much fishing industry and maritime industry. So yeah, I really enjoyed Seattle a lot. I'd like to go back out there and give it a shot again. And also, I'm a huge college football fan. The Washington Huskies are in Seattle, and they have a really cool stadium where the back end opens out into the Puget, and like people pull up on their boats and like tailgate on their boats watching the game. And um, they also, my cousins went out there for one of the games, and they took like a boat ferry to the stadium, got off right at the stadium, and went in, and then took the boat ferry back to their hotel or whatever. They said it was a blast.
That's pretty
So it's
cool.
just a totally different culture from Ohio. So I really enjoyed
Mm.
Seattle.
Yeah. I was there a few times. I stayed in the Issaquah area. I
Hmm.
actually went to one of their plays. My wife came out with me on one of the trips. It was normally for work. But yeah, Pike's Place was really cool. Some of the best pizza I've had was in Pike's Place.
Really?
I can't remember the name of it, but I think I went to a Starbucks here because that's where Starbucks started.
Yeah.
But I really hate Starbucks. They have horrible coffee. Whoever says that the milkshakes they get from Starbucks is a coffee can just shut the hell up, because it's not. It's a milkshake.
Hey, easy, easy. They're damn tasty. Well, Starbucks aren't the
They
best,
are
but they're
tasty,
better
but
than
it's
regular coffee. So,
coffee is delicious.
hey,
Um, but yeah,
incorrect.
the neatest thing was when I got there, I feel like some lady won a bet. So I get there, I got my wife with me, I got my buddy with me, and she's like, "Oh, you here to get your rental?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "You want an upgrade?" I was like, "What are we talking about here?" She's like, "I give you a big boy truck." You want a big boy truck? I said, "Yeah, I like big boy trucks, right?" I'm like, "Hell
I'm a
yeah,
big boy.
I'm a big
right?
boy.
What's this gonna cost me? Nothing. I'll just give it to you." I was like, "Oh, that's so nice of you, right?" I'm driving around Seattle in this massive Dodge lifted Ram truck. You can't park the damn thing anywhere.
Oh
Everybody's
yeah.
driving a Prius.
Oh
Again,
yeah.
I was there 10 years ago, right? Everybody probably thinks this asshole is just screwing up the planet. And I'm like, shit, she got me. She got me good.
Drew's driving through Seattle, rolling coal on his way.
I had to pay for 2 parking spots because the parking spots you
Oh
get in the
yeah.
city are dinky. So they're like,
Oh
you
yeah.
got to pay for 2. I was like,
We rented a minivan, so it wasn't too bad. So,
that's the best ride you could get when you're on out of town is a minivan.
oh for sure. And we were also carrying like I think 5 of us at once. So yeah, we needed it.
Mm.
So
Yep.
So yeah, I've been to Seattle, but I didn't stay for terribly long. I actually stayed a week in Squim, about an hour and a half, 2 hours, like
Okay.
southwest of it. I was going around the bay and everything.
Lovely.
But I could be wrong
oh,
about
my
the
bad.
exact amount of time.
Excuse me, I screwed up. It's Issaquah and it's the Snoqualmie Falls, not not the Issaquah Falls. It's
I was never going to
Snoqualmie.
correct you because I'm not that good at geography.
That's going to bother me though. But it's
No.
the Snoqualmie Falls.
I
My
hope you
bad.
sleep good tonight now that you
I will.
fixed it.
I'll sleep a little better. So
But yeah, Squim was a little comfy town, but yeah, but don't have much else to add. So my number one is I'm going to be staying in Japan. And
Cheater!
so
up in
travel.
the
Sorry.
up in the
Sorry.
north of the main island, it turns into almost what looks to be like an axe head, and it's the Aomori Prefecture. And up in that axe head, if you're looking at it, kind of like the Haft and stuff. We'll pass that. There's this tiny, tiny town called Mutsu, and going there, it feels like it's a the town itself is kind of like just this. Oh, like it's plucked from some sort of just small town in the States and just plopped in there, just the way it's designed and everything. But they're very friendly people, and it is just a really, really comfy place. Plus, it is right next and right really nearby this place called Osorezan, which translates out to Mount Dread. And it is this dead volcano. It hasn't gone off in like 10,000 years. There's a caldera that's filled with water, but it's sulfur has poisoned it, so it's just this very serene place, and it's just a very comfy place all around with just how the people were and um no, just this the whole environment. It's like this is feeling me. This is
That's your
feeling me.
place, huh?
It's my place. It was really enjoyable. That and to get there, you have to take a what's called like a one man densha, which is just this like tiny one car train to
That's
get there
pretty
and
cool.
stuff. Oh yeah.
So, speaking of the northern Japan, did you ever go to Hokkaido while you were there?
I did not.
You did not go to
No.
Hokkaido? Okay. I wasn't sure. It seems like it's kind of an adventure even when you're on the mainland to get over there, because don't you normally fly there?
Yeah, you'd fly. There's a snow festival in February that you can go
Okay.
to and stuff. That's the big thing. But from what I gather, Hokkaido's kind of like our Montana, Dakotas,
Kind of rugged.
Utah, kind of. That's
Okay.
the vibe I always got from it. I wanted to go, but I just never had the opportunity.
Well, there you go. That's when you and I will go. We'll go to Hokkaido.
All right, there we
So-
go.
But then I have to go down to the mainland and do like travel the whole. It's been 2 months there, looking at everything
Pretty
else.
much, yeah.
That's, it always makes me laugh when you hear people from like Europe and they're like, "Oh, yeah, we have a vacation in the States, or we're gonna check out. We're gonna be there for like a week and a half. We're gonna check out Texas and California, and then we're gonna hit Georgia, and we gotta hit New York City." It's like, no, you're not.
Nope.
You're not doing any of those.
Your
You're gonna go to
scale's
one
a little
place.
off.
You're gonna go to one place, and you're gonna be there
Maybe
for a
they're-
week.
They're
Maybe a little
secretly
more
Goku,
travel.
and you're just going to instant transmission
Is that
over
what it
to
is?
this
All
place.
right, they got their
That's
that
a cartoon
stupid
I watched
thing
growing
in,
up right there.
Yeah, right.
watched quite a bit of that too. All right, Drew.
My last one I've talked about the place before would be Old Forge, New York.
Yeah,
That's where I spent most of my childhood. It's where I shit myself in the creek on a rock. um, so many great memories. Daker's Inn is like a great bar and pizza place out there. It's a whole girl, but you go there for the pizza. It's delicious. They use a sourdough crust. You can sit out on a deck looking over I think it's Fourth Lake of the Finger Lakes.
Okay.
It's so quiet. I mean, you got to watch out for bears. Like, that's so great.
That's cool.
You know, you go, oh, I'll bring this trash out. Don't go at night, man, because those bears are hungry.
They'll
You know,
be out
you
there.
just, that's theirs at night. It's just a really cool place. Probably the what really settled it in, and this was just a couple years ago. I went to go get Eagle Point Donuts. I think that's the name of it. Eagle Bay Donuts. Sorry, Eagle Bay Donuts. I just remember them be delicious. They fry them when you order them, so you're bringing back this greasy sack of hot, donut goodness.
Yeah.
And what I didn't take into account was there's not a lot of people take credit cards out there, so it's a lot of cash
A lot
only
of
places,
cash.
which is a stark contrast everywhere around Houston. And I'm like, oh gosh, like I only had like $3 or $4 on me, and dude, three people just start handing me money. They're like, here. It's like, guys, I could really afford donuts. Like, no, just get this back to your family, man. And you know, everything that I actually had money left over, I just put it all in the tip jar and ran. Like
Wow,
I
that's
was
incredible.
embarrassed, but it's just good to see that stuff still exists. Good human nature.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So
You guys ever watched The Office?
yeah, I've seen the whole thing.
You've seen it. You saying the Finger Lakes makes me think of when Jim Carrey made his cameo there. He's like, you got to be careful in the Finger Lakes. People go missing in the Finger Lakes. he's, he's in that interview and he's like, oh, I don't know if I want this. I got to get back to my family in the Finger Lakes. He brought it up like 8 times. So every time I hear Finger Lakes, because I've never been, I always think of Jim Carrey in that. Sorry, slightly off
It
topic.
it's really neat. I mean, you could rent a boat, or if you just have a boat, and you could literally go between most of them.
That's cool.
So
Uh,
just,
do you have Duck Donuts down in Houston?
I never heard of Duck Donuts. We have a donut shop on every corner. Every
Okay.
corner, there's another donut shop.
Up here, when you're up here, we'll see if maybe we can hit it. There's a couple places it's a chain called Duck Donuts. And they're kind of like a cake donut, but they do the same thing where when you order them, they run them through the fryer. It's like almost like a conveyor belt fryer. And by the time it gets out, then you choose all the toppings you want, the icing, sprinkles, whatever it might be, and they give it to you. And when they give them to you, they're still pretty warm. Those things melt when you eat them. I
Yeah,
mean,
and dude,
it's so
like
good.
I just like the plain cake ones from Eagle Bay up there. The flavor's so good.
I
It's like when you go to Krispy Kreme, you want the glaze. That's what they're known for, right?
Yeah, I'll have
Warm.
to. We'll
Yeah.
have to try to get up to Duck Donuts while you're up here
Where's it at?
in November. There's one off Sawmill, not
Okay.
far from us here. So yeah, that's the closest one. There's one at Sawmill, and I believe there's still one at Polaris. So
I'll go to
not too
Sawmill.
far.
We'll go to Sawmill. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's a straight shot down
I
Sawmill Parkway. It comes all the way up to Delaware now. So
Oh, cool.
yeah, it runs into 42. If you remember that road at all.
I do. I do remember 42. 42
So
runs me up into what is the town of Ashley?
yeah, if you go north, it goes to Ashley, and if you go
Yep.
south, it goes down to I can't remember the name of it. Ostrander? No, Ostrander's not Ostrander. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
I'm amazed at how I can still get lost in Ohio and pretty much figure out where I'm at pretty damn quick.
Yeah, it's probably like riding a bike where it's like that's like Nashville. I only went down there regularly for a year, and when I get down there, I could figure things out pretty quick, even if I'd been gone for a bit. So,
I was
but
pissed. I went to go to White Castle's when I was visiting you there.
I
And
remember this.
yeah, because of COVID, they had no one showed up to work, so I walked
Yeah,
my ass all the way down to White Castle to walk my ass all the way back
yeah.
with no
Which,
food.
which being stuck in the room with you in a hotel bed, honestly, thank you, White Castle. Drew, do you remember the trip down
I
to
do. I
you
do.
knew as soon as I brought it up,
5 o'clock in the morning. Hey man, White Castle, let's get a crave case. What a stupid idea.
like a
God.
2-hour drive south towards
Oh God,
Nelsonville. That's it. Yeah,
Nelsonville.
we went down to
That poor
Nelsonville.
lady. That poor lady that had to smell our just stank.
So Taylor, we got it on our way down first thing in the morning and ate it going down to Nelsonville. Get down there and we were working at I think it was the Republican office or something. You know how they
Yes,
have like all the different offices where you can pick a
Senate. It wasn't a
brochure.
Senate.
I think
Senate
so.
offices.
Yeah. So, and it was a tiny building. I mean, it was like half of a building kind of deal. It was very small. And we're down there working and we get down there and they did not have a bathroom. So I think we spent like an hour trying to find a bathroom somewhere around there. It was the first and last time I ever got White Castle that early in the morning before I went to work.
We're not only sweating pure onion out of every pore,
awful.
we're farting just
It was
nonstop.
awful. So
It was
Oh.
wretched. God,
All
great
right.
time though.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. It was a good memory. Still
We'll
talking
have
about
to-
it.
We'll have to come up with an episode where we can talk about some of our old work stories because we've got
Oh,
a couple
jeez.
that I don't want to waste. Several come to mind right away, but
Oh no.
We were such dumbasses. Nothing much has changed, but
I'm surprised we didn't get fired like almost daily. But all right, guys. Yeah, we're about an hour and 33. So anybody else got anything to add?
God no. Just
Kill
I
it.
wish I had a White Castles now. I'd be right over there getting a jalapeno burger.
Dude, their jalapeno cheese ones are really good. I'm not gonna lie.
Really
about that.
good.
What's the 1918
Oh,
burger or whatever that they?
yeah, it's got I think lettuce and pickles or something. I don't know.
Eh,
I actually won a trivia night. No, I didn't win a trivia night, but that was a trivia question somewhere. It was like, what's the oldest burger? And it's White Castle. Like the oldest fast food chain
Oh,
burger
cool.
is White
Mhm.
Castle. So, but yeah, thanks White
The more
Castle
you know.
for letting me get a point there at trivia night.
Woo!
All right, everybody.
Awesome.
Thanks for joining us in episode 10. Nice little anniversary episode here, 10 episodes. Please like, subscribe, and share. You can follow us on social media at Life Around 40 Pod. You can also catch us on most podcast platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, and we actually now have a Facebook page. I did create a Facebook page, and it's just Life Around 40
Ooh.
Podcast.
Wow.
So you can find us there as well. So, all right, guys. Well,
Nice.
we'll catch you on the next one.
Peace.
Bye.
Toodles.